say 55, I think. Maybe 55, 54. I think I'm just going to lose track as I'm doing this 365-day live, because I'm already losing track on like in the 50s. And who knows, like once I get to like the 100s and the 200s, I'm going to be like, dang. Anyways, at least I could go back on my feed and look at it. I usually look at it before I post, but I don't look at it like before I go live. I'm like, when I go live, it's just like, ding, let's go live. Okay. What did I want to talk about today? So today was like a good day overall. So I met the new roommate, and she's really chill. And so I'm happy that it's someone chill, but I'm still manifesting my place and still working on bringing that in. Today was a nice sunny day. So finally, sunshine. It felt so good, and it was warm enough for me to go nap on the beach. And I haven't done that since, I think, like October. I think that was the last time I kind of did it. I did it like a little bit in the winter, but like it was too cold that I didn't find it. This winter, I didn't find it as nice and cozy as last winter for some reason. But this was definitely a different winter in Tofino than what I'm used to. And so, hi, Helena. Thanks for joining. So what I want to talk about today is actually something that I realized in my coaching session with my coach, Emma, and I wanted to kind of talk about it and show how sometimes we do get caught up in other people's narratives. So I know I've said this a lot, and like saying, your words and your thoughts matter, and like what someone else's narrative is not necessarily yours. But I want to show you that I still get caught up in it too, and it gets shown to me a lot. And so one of the things that in the coaching industry, or even in like the spiritual industry, and when you're manifesting, all that, there is a saying that a lot of people are using. And it's like, you go first and the universe follows. And so there was some things that I understood with what it meant to go first, especially when it came to like taking action. Like, okay, like I go first, like, okay, I desire bringing one-to-one clients. Okay, so what aligned action feels right for me? Take action to do that. I go first, and then, I balance out in the feminine, trust and surrender. So in those cases, it made sense. But there are other moments where there is this, like, you go first, and examples that are being used to go first, like in the environment, like in my like reality, I was struggling a little bit to understand what it meant. And this was mostly when it comes to investing in coaches. And I was struggling to understand what it meant necessarily, like, to invest, because everybody is having their own experiences and their own narrative. And while I respect what they're going through and what they've experienced and what their evidence is, sometimes it is difficult for me to understand how to incorporate that in my life. And so I'll see people say, like, okay, invest, if you want to, it's like it's your way of going first, and you need to just invest and like go for it and just do it. But there are times where physically, in reality, the money is not there, and that's okay if it's not there. So in those cases, like, how do I go first without taking the action of like paying for a program or paying for a course or investing in a one-to-one coach? And so I was like struggling to understand that, because I'm like, I don't like the idea of, oh, you need to invest your entire life savings for someone and basically like eat cans of beans for a month. To me, that narrative is not a narrative I like to stand by. And so and then, there's always that fear of like, oh, I invest this amount, like, I don't know when the next income is going to come in, and my basic needs are more important right now. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to deconstruct this narrative myself of what it means to go first, and what it means to go first when it comes to coaching, like hiring someone or signing up for a program, but also what it means to go first, but not necessarily in the way that is being portrayed. Because right now, going first, meaning is making that first payment. But I personally don't resonate with that right now. I may resonate with that later on, but right now I don't resonate with that. It doesn't land for me of that's what it means to go first. And so I'm trying to shift my narrative of what does it mean for me to go first? And what do I want? What kind of reality do I want to create, right? At the end of the day, you are a creator of your own reality. And so I had to sit down and think about it when it comes, because I always desire to invest in my own personal growth. There are coaches that I follow that I would love to work with. And there are programs I have a list. I have a list of all ways that I can invest in myself so that I can grow, I can learn from them, so that way I can come on here and guide you of what I've learned through my experiences and yada yada. And so I was trying to figure out, okay, right now, the going first by making the investment doesn't resonate with me, because there are certain other priorities in my life where my money is going. And that's okay. And that is okay for where I'm at. And if that's where you're at, know that it is okay too. Not to pressure yourself or feel this pressure, because I was feeling this self pressure of oh, what do I do? And so I decided, here's the way I'm going to go first. And here's how it's going to look like. Here's what my reality is going to look like. One, I go first by setting the intention. So this is what I did today. I set the intention. My intention was, there was one program that I wanted to do, one course that I wanted to do, and then another kind of mastermind style that I want to do. So I set the intention that this is what I'm going to do. And this is what's going to happen. I'm going to set it to the intention, and that's my version of going first. Then I'm going to sit back and trust that the funds that are needed for these programs are going to make my way into my reality, physical reality in my bank account. And in that moment, that is when I take my align action and sign up with that person. And in all this, my expenses and basic needs are already met, so I don't need to worry about whether I'm going to make my bills or not that month, because I invested my money elsewhere. And that by investing in whichever aligned program or coach I desire to invest, I know that the outcome of what it's going to be, it's going to be miraculous. It's going to be magic and miracles, and it's going to be amazing. Because I only invest in myself in alignment with coaches that light me up, with mentors that light me up. And so this is how I'm shifting that reality. And I decided I want to create it my own. I don't need it to be what someone else says it to be. I don't desire that. And so this is something I'm sharing with you, is how when you see something and you're well, that doesn't resonate of what so-and-so is saying, or even if what I'm saying, if it's not resonating and you're it's not resonating, it's not landing, I don't understand how I'm supposed to go first. I don't understand how I'm supposed to quantum leap or collapse time. If any of those don't resonate with you in this moment, that's okay. Know that you can shift it and you can be wait, but what do I want it to look like? What do I want? an investment, in a coach, or an investment in a business, or how to start my own business, how to do certain things that you're unsure on how to do, like, how would you like for it to look like? That's basically what I'm asking you. Like, play around with it. Play around with the idea of, imagine you're starting your own business. You have the idea. Like, how would it light you up to start it? How would it light you up to do a project? How would it light you up to, if you're single and you want to get out there and meet guys, like, how would you like to meet guys or girls? Sorry. Play with that and take away the fact of what someone else says. You can like listen. You can listen, and if there's something that they say, like, "Oh, that's a good idea," and then think of that, and it lights you up, go for it. Run with it. Do it. But if you're listening and you're just like, like, it feels stressful, it feels like pressured, there's anxiety, and you're just like, and you're getting triggered, take a step back and be like, well, if I can make this my own, how can I do that? If I can have literally everything I want, how can I do that? And do it. And set that intention, because the universe wants to work with you, not against you. So know that you can create whatever you desire. Yes, you can learn from all these coaches and mentors and all these amazing human beings that are sharing their like awesome content. You can definitely learn from them. But if there's some stuff that is just like, you don't get it, you're like, doesn't make sense, I don't understand, take that and flip it around and make it your own, because you have that power to do so. And that's what I've realized today. And it was like, okay, like, going first doesn't mean necessarily actually making the investment. Going first is setting the intention. And that's what it means to me in this very moment, in my life. Maybe down the road, going first will mean making the investment and taking that action. But right now, that part doesn't resonate. And that's okay. And it's okay that it doesn't resonate. And I found my way around what it means to go first. So what does that mean to you? And you change it and you use it in the way that lands with you. So I hope you like this live. This is day 55. And please like, share, comment my video. I appreciate it. And I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye.